Welcome to FNW Presents Game Club. And now this is the part of Game Club, part 2 of the week, where we go over news and recent releases and maybe some sales, if there's any good sales to talk about this week. And we have a topic of the week. And the topic of the week this week is in honor of the Game of the Year edition of Witcher 3 being announced for August 26th. And I played The Witcher 3 all the way through, including all the DLC, completely obsessed with it. Jose Castaneda totally did that as well, and so did our good friend Chris Carmen. Garrett here did not, and so it's all about convincing Garrett.
I need someone who's not obsessed with it to tell me whether or not, from an objective standpoint, it's a good game.
That's the problem. Everybody who plays it gets obsessed with it.
I'm not obsessed with it, but it's an enjoyable game for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to look it up. I don't even know what the gameplay looks like.
So, topic of the week, we have to convince Garrett to play this game, Witcher
3.
Okay,
can I ask 3 questions about it?
Yes.
How many people do you have to have sex with?
How many can you have sex with?
No, do you have to? They force you. Yeah.
0.
Okay. Can you craft things?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And are there dragons?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Sold.
Okay, we're good. Topic done.
There's other cool stuff too, like all kinds of the griffins and.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Well, so here's the thing for those who.
It's not that I haven't heard of it. I don't want people to think that I am like totally living under a rock. James knows, and I don't have a lot of time to play games, and so I just like kind of shut some out of my mind.
But here's the
and
thing.
only like focus on the ones that I like can feasibly think about.
People often say they don't want to play The Witcher because they don't have the time for it. But here's the reality. I beat The Witcher 3 having more than a full-time job and kids. But of course, I beat it. It took me like a year. Like when a game is long, you just play a few hours at a time until it's done. You know, or as long as you're enjoying it.
Yeah. And I played Skyrim for 2 years.
Oh, there you go. So just like that, same thing. It's bigger than Skyrim.
Hated every moment.
The map of Skyrim is gigantic, and I don't know why that YouTuber is on the screen.
Besides Jay?
He's terrible. That was the worst gaming review ever. I'm not going to say that YouTuber's name because it was just a waste of time. What I didn't like about Skyrim was the bugged out missions where you like have to do this thing
and then you can't do it.
Then you can't do it. You're like, go talk to this guy and sell this diamond ring. And you're like, okay. And he's like, please hand me the diamond ring. And you're like in your inventory, you're like shoving it in his face. And he's like, please hand me the diamond ring or step away and I'll kill you. And he kills you.
That's why you play on PC.
That's why what?
You play on PC. You open it, you do the console command and good to go.
But the developer on this made sure they actually got inspired by Skyrim and their side missions, and they wanted to expand on that and make it more engaging.
They wanted every side mission to be like a campaign of its own, to have its own story, its own background, its own plot details to dig into, and they did that. Like I was never bored.
But
every side mission.
Sometimes it's hard to tell what's the side mission.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
It all feels as good as the main.
Do you feel like you beat it and now you can set it down and not play it again, or is it because Skyrim was like really really long?
I probably completed about 85% of it, meaning I didn't get all the armor. I didn't get every maybe like special item out there. There's a number of contracts I didn't do that were spread out across the world.
Can you hunt and eat animals?
You don't really eat. I mean, you can take meat from them and then you can consume it later for like health and other purposes. But you do hunt. There is hunting. There's not like a hunting system. Well, that's not true. For basic animals, there's not a hunting system, but there is Witcher contracts in which some kind of monster is terrorizing an area, and you take the contract to hunt that creature down and kill it, and use all the resources at your disposal, both clues that are left behind, tracking clues. If you can figure out what that creature is ahead of time, then you can look up in your bestiary like what's going to be effective against it and what's going to protect you from it, and you can kind of set yourself up. And then you find it and you go to battle with it, and it can be pretty harrowing at times, actually.
Can they be the size of a mountain, like Shadow of Colossus?
Not the size of a mountain. I think the biggest would be there's the one-eyed giants, and they're pretty big.
Oh, yeah.
They're like the size of like 3 standing men, maybe.
Let's go.
I like the trolls. Those fights are cool.
The trolls are fun too.
This is PS4. You guys play this on PS4?
I played it on PS4, and you were asking about glitches. On the PS4, I think I only ever experienced one glitch that caused me to have to turn off my system, and that was for a DLC, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I bought it on the Xbox, and I didn't have any issues with it. So, I mean, maybe that was
and is
just
it
my
like
experience.
Skyrim? Then there's tons of different ways you can play.
Yes.
You can choose almost like different groups to join and different women to marry? And
There isn't a guild system in it.
It's not as RPG in what you choose as Skyrim is.
Okay.
It's more guided most of the time, I would say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you can just run around Skyrim doing whatever you want and never do any story. I don't know if you could do that in The Witcher for quite as long before you'd be burned out.
Oh, he just chopped a guy in half.
Yeah.
Also,
It
they
can be
have
pretty
this.
bloody at times.
They have this card game inside the game.
I
that
like
is-
Gwent. Yeah.
It's so fun, dude.
It's
Yeah.
fun to play.
Yeah, it's great.
That's funny.
Gwent's addicting.
Like,
I actually hate mini games, but I'd like sign on just to play Gwent.
Yeah, Gwent
Yeah.
got so popular that they're releasing it as its own thing now. Gwent.
Really?
Yeah.
What kind of game is it?
It's a card game. It's a card-based game.
It's cool.
Have you ever played like I don't know, like Hearthstone maybe, or
No, I know what that is. I haven't played it.
it's pretty simple.
That's the card game,
in the
right?
mechanics, yeah. It's pretty simple. I mean, you just want to outscore the next your opponent. I mean,
Mhm.
and whoever wins, whoever has the highest score at the end of it, with the limited deck that you have, you end up winning the card game.
So you
Pretty
sit
cool.
down different times, or at any time you find someone playing, and you wager and win money and
Yeah.
lose money.
Yeah.
and
And
go ahead.
like I was saying before, for this isn't going to appeal to everybody, but it certainly appeals to me and to Jose that at its heart, it's a father-daughter story.
Yeah.
Which
Mhm.
is, and it's very, it really touches. Like it really,
Is that his daughter?
No.
Well,
So-
effectively.
Well, no, he was pointing at
Oh.
Yennefer. So if Yennefer's his daughter, it's very incestuous.
Yeah, I mean,
There's actually a love triangle in there with Yennefer and I forgot the name of the other one.
Yeah.
Now, are there witches? What's the Witcher? What is Witcher?
Well, so this comes
You got to
from
play the game.
Well,
That's the only. That's the last question I have.
This comes from a book series that was originally released in Poland and apparently in the 90s was huge, just gigantic, and spread across Northern Europe and Russia and became so big it started the game series after the fact, and the games actually pick up the story after the books. And then what ends up happening is the games end up becoming internationally renowned, and now the books are finally making it to English. They're all in English now, except for one, which releases this summer. And all the characters, all the main story characters, actually come from the books themselves. Pretty interesting. So the whole thing is sort of, you're asking what is a Witcher. In this book series, a Witcher was basically, it's a class, a guild, a group of men who... what they do is they, under different circumstances, kind of pick up orphans and other unwanted boys, and they send them through physical and chemical training, which kills something like 9 out of 10 of the boys. The 1 out of 10 that survive are physically changed forever, down to like the chemical level of their bodies. They have cat's eyes, for example.
But the gist of it is they go around and they kill all the monsters that terrorize the villagers.
Right, that's what
The Witchers do.
So they're nomadic contract takers for monster work.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're it's like a Western gunslinger kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they people want them and say then deal with this mad griffin and take them out.
Yeah. They also hate the Witchers though, because it's kind of built into the story, both the books and the games, is that anything that's not human is looked at suspiciously and with hatred by humans, who are the dominant species of the earth. So things like elves and dwarves and witchers, who, even though they were once human, they're now mutated out of humanity. They're all kind of they're lower class, and they're in a vulnerable situation when it comes to like the powers that be. So the Witchers are in this weird place where it's like, as mutants, they are hated, but they're also necessary because they're the only ones who are trained to kill a lot of these monsters that torment humans. So in their weird like middle space there. Yeah, good stuff. And I was looking at IBT or ibtimes.com, and they give their 5 reasons for why you should pick up the Game of the Year edition. First one being the massive DLCs that will be part of the Game of the Year edition, which they're correct. There is 2 campaign DLCs, and both of them, by their own rights, are awesome games, especially the second one. Blood and Wine is the second one. And secondly, they said it's stability at its best. To quote them, even though The Witcher 3 was one of 2015's highest-rated games, it certainly wasn't a bug-free experience, but what the point they're getting at is, and they're correct, that CD Projekt Red, the developers, spent this last year fixing it enormously. That it had some bugs. It was a great game that had some drawbacks, but they kept on releasing patches that really cleaned up like the menu system, for example.
Yeah, at first when you started playing it, it was really cluttery, but throughout the expansions, they really cleaned it up.
Wow, I've never heard of a change in UI with patches.
Yeah. It's really good now.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. Go ahead, James.
Yeah, and the last reasons was they have that it's just one of the best games for doing side questing. What are you doing now?
I'm just touching the Witcher character's face.
Another point, and I'm not sure if everybody appreciates this sort of rhetoric, but I do, that just support CD Projekt Red. CD Projekt Red put out an amazing game. They supported it for a year. When they first released it, they put out 16 free DLCs.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, free. And obviously just love their fans, and they deserve some love back probably. So that was their fourth reason. Their fifth reason is Elder Scrolls 6 is a long, long time away. So you might as well cozy up to The Witcher 3.
It's being worked on, but it's not come soon.
You think it's being worked on?
That's what they've said.
Oh, they've said they're working on it.
2018, I think they're saying.
In video game world, that means 2022.
Yeah, that means 20 never.
They're not really working on it because they say the technology's not there, but they kind of have an idea what they want to do.
Yeah, not in my lifetime.
Yeah.
So before we get into the news, since we don't have many sales to talk about, Jose, why don't you tell us about the one good sale worth looking at this week?
Yeah, on Humble Bundle, they have a sale that ends in 8 days as of today, August 14. There is one, let me see. Let me bring it up really quick.
Yeah, while you're bringing it up, I am fully supportive of Humble Bundle. We do not receive any kind of money or any kind of support from them.
Or anyone.
Yeah, or anyone for that matter. But I really like Humble Bundle because of, first of all, great deals for gamers, but also it's a chance to give back to charity. And you can even usually choose how much money you give to your charity. You can give quite a bit of it to charity if you please. Go ahead, Jose.
Yeah, like the 3 games that are available to you if you pay whatever you want is Tharsis. I don't know what it's about. Savage Lands, and also, I don't even know what that name is. Colat?
Say the ones you're excited for.
Well, actually, I'm excited for the ones that come after that on the next tier, which is if you pay, like right now on the screen, it says $5.74. You get Space Engineers.
What is that? That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of like you can build your own spaceship, and it's like a open world, and you can go ahead.
Space Minecraft.
Yeah, there you go.
And if you like being alone and naked and attacked by other people, then you also get Rust. For that $5.74, whatever it is.
Oh yeah, it's really.
I've wanted Rust for a long time, so but this wasn't $5
YouTube
for 3
videos
games.
of Rust are the best way to stay, like the best way to enjoy a Friday night with some cognac. Like it's such a good,
Somehow I don't believe
YouTube
that,
game.
But yeah, it's a survival game for sure.
It's so funny.
And then there's Shelter 2 as well.
What is that?
Comes. I don't know what it is, but it looks interesting. And then finally, the third tier, if you pay $14 or more, you get Planet Base, which apparently is an off-world colony.
Dude, this is like my Humble Bundle. So it's survival games and space games are like.
There you go.
This is a weird. Shelter is a weird. I don't know what that means.
You got about.
I think you're literally a mountain lion or a bobcat in this game.
Huh.
Literally, and you have like cubs that you take care of and hunt down things.
Nice if you want to be.
It's everything you want.
Lion.
Everything you want.
Always wanted to be a bobcat.
Moving on to the news while Garrett continues to watch videos from Humble Bundle. It was announced, or actually it wasn't announced. It was it was revealed that there's going to be a September event, a PlayStation event put on by Sony, and they've not said outright, to my understanding, that they're going to reveal the Neo, but all rumors and obvious speculation point to a reveal, right? That the PlayStation Neo is finally going to be put in front of us. We're going to know what the actual specs are, not rumors about the specs. I really hope, not because I hate Xbox, because I own an Xbox, I like them fine, but I just want the best I can get. I hope that they saw the Xbox Scorpio specs and they just went on emergency mode and blew it out of the water. Like if Xbox Scorpio is actually 6 teraflops, I hope the Neo, which was rumored to be around 4.4, I hope it turns out to be like 10. Like I hope they just Sony muscles this situation now.
Yeah, you want to pay $1,000 for it maybe?
Sony would never charge $1,000.
No, I hear it's going to be cheaper than the PS4.
Really? Huh.
Started at. What did it start the first one? First game?
$399.
Okay, it's going to be $399. That's what I heard.
We'll see.
That's what I'm getting, by the way. I'm just going to go ahead and get that one.
On that note, Xbox announced that they are creating games, or developers are creating games for the Project Scorpio now.
Oh, that's cute.
That's pretty cool. Xbox.
So they announced that their own developers are making games for their own console. That was their announcement?
Well, for the new one. The Project Scorpio. I mean,
somebody
should start making games for it.
Now,
and we're just over here enjoying basking in the glory of the master race.
Well, that's me too. Got a PC.
We all have PCs, but we know that PS4 is where it's at. Anyway.
Yeah, if you last generation's hardware next year.
They run on what is it, like an equivalent of a HD or Radeon HD 7700 or something like that?
And yet the graphics, I mean,
integrated graphics chip.
Well, the thing is, consoles are evidence of what optimization really does, right? Because like a console at the same power as a PC, when it's the same power, the console's going to look better because they know they're only making, like, they know the exact hardware they have to optimize for.
Yeah.
And that really gives improvement. So you can't really compare PC and console specs. Obviously, you can blow it out of the water with a PC. You can invest thousands of dollars or even like $1,500.
But even what were you saying
the
Scorpio's at for the teraflop measurement they're using?
6 teraflops.
Because so the GTX 1080 is already at 9.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you can like invest quite a bit of money.
The GTX 1080 is out this year. It's still going to be
It's been out for 5 months.
There's still going to be another year till the Scorpio comes out. And we'll have the 1080 Ti's by then. Yeah,
my point being, though, is like game developers tend to get a little bit more graphical and hardware push from the consoles when it's even, like when the hardware is even, I mean. So a PC that's like got the same amount of power as a PS4, the PS4 will look better. But a PC can be a lot more powerful than that. But I'm just saying that when it's hard to compare because of that. Because a PS4, there's a lot of, like, take Uncharted 4. Uncharted 4 looks incredible. When you play through Uncharted 4, it's a great looking game. Jose's played it, and he's an Xbox fanboy. What did you think about the graphics? I didn't
play Uncharted 4. I played Uncharted 1, 2, and 3. And those were pretty fun.
Yeah, I thought you played like 10 minutes of 4 or something like that.
No,
okay.
Touch it, yeah.
Uncharted 4 looks awesome.
But the stories were pretty great on the ones that I did play.
I'm not hating on consoles in general. I love my Xbox. But I've had, Skyrim and Battlefield for both PC and Xbox.
Right.
And there's no contest.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's definitely true. But
especially since I could play 3 screens.
Just say multiplayer. Just say multiplayer. Just say you like to play with your daughter, and then they can't argue with that.
No, but there's
going to give your daughter a keyboard and a mouse. She's 11 years old.
Skyrim looks like trash on consoles. Almost all Bethesda.
And you're going to have your own keyboard and mouse? You're going to be keyboard and mouse on one screen for 2 people? Ridiculous.
Yeah.
I want to race Mario Kart you got to get a console for that.
But let's be fair. Bethesda games always look really bad on console games. I don't know what's up with Bethesda. That's always the case.
All I know is I still want to play Titanfall. That's all I know.
Titanfall is a really fun game.
It looked really fun. I've never played a super second.
Yeah, we're totally off track. Also, GameSpot reports that Final Fantasy 15 will be delayed until November.
What?
That is the game that will never release. It's going to be death by 1,000 cuts.
Jeez.
And every time I try to get excited for it, something comes out to just smack my excitement right back down to the ground. I was a huge fan of Final Fantasy. I jumped on board during the SNES days. I certainly played all the PlayStation 1, 7, 8, and 9. I played Final Fantasy 10 on the PlayStation 2. I did not much like Final Fantasies after that because they left the what do you call it when you turn-based. They left their turn-based systems. They explored their systems. I didn't like what they did. Kind of fell off track. I was really trying to hype myself up for Final Fantasy 15 to give it like a new shot to see if like I can kind of get back in bed with it. But every time they just slap me down on the ground, and it's like I feel like I should just
because the games are bad or because they delay them.
Well, right now, for both, like just the delays and also just some of the things it feels, I don't know, it kind of feels cheesy and corny as far as like its story goes, as far as being like 4 guys who are way overly fashioned out driving around in a car. The voice acting is total trash. Cool. Thanks, Chris. So anyway, that's Final Fantasy 15. That's gone. We'll probably never play it. It's gonna never come out. Also,
such a pessimist.
Oh, well, yeah. Also, part of the news was The Witcher 3 will be coming out in August 26th. Wasn't there a piece of news you wanted to talk about real fast?
Yeah, I did. I wanted to talk about Total War Rome, which is made by Creative Assembly. If you ever bought a Total War game on a PC, you know what I'm talking about. but people on that have an iPad will be able to actually play the game. I don't know how it's going to control because there's a lot of menus and a lot of things you do with the mouse. But it's coming in this fall of 2016 actually. So if you got an iPad and you've never played it, this is one of the best strategy games I would say that I played on a PC. So,
all right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll finish this out by mentioning some of the new releases that are on their way, and also remember that coming Game Club games of the week will be Enter the Gungeon next week, and the week after that it'll be Pony Island, and then after that, what's the third one called, Chris?
Little Rescue Machines.
Little Rescue Machines. That's out of date. Our little calendar up there.
It says Little Rescue Machines up there.
Oh,
we
you
were gonna
updated
do it before.
Chris.
No, we were gonna do it before, and then yeah.
Oh, okay. And but some of the new releases coming out. We have Deus Ex: Mankind Divided.
Dude, I liked Deus Ex.
Man.
I don't know.
I'm
I think I
looking forward
played
to
the
that.
second one. But how many are there?
There are 3. You probably played Human Revolution.
Yeah.
That was the third one. That got a lot of people's. The first 2 games have strong niche following. The third game really hit
I
the
played
popular
the
level.
PS3.
Yeah, Mankind Divided. I'm very excited about that because I was one of those people that jumped on with the third game.
I did not finish it. It was very tough.
Oh yeah, I beat it. The ending was okay. I think they're kind of forgetting the ending.
Maybe I did beat it. I don't remember.
Some other games coming out soon. You got F1 2016, which is a game I totally won't be playing. A game called Bound. Another game I won't be playing, Metroid Federation Force. Nobody's excited about that. It's the Metroid game nobody wants. Also, for those of you waiting for the PS4 version of Inside, you'll be able to play that soon, August 23rd, the same time I'm playing Deus Ex. And King of Fighters 14 comes out. I used to be a huge King of Fighters fan. But it seems like, I don't know, gaming went on without King of Fighters. It still looks like old trashy games compared to where we are now.
Yeah.
And Madden NFL 17 for those of you out there who like that sort of thing.
Yeah, I'm surprised that was coming.
Yeah, what a big surprise. And then that rounds us out. So, check us out on like and subscribe if you can, if you liked what you heard. Also, you can find us on Twitter at fandwgameclub. That's at fandwgameclub. You can email us any sort of requests or questions or thoughts about upcoming games at fandwgameclub@gmail.com. And where can we find you, Jose?
On Twitch TV /Bumfoot. That's BUMM foot.
That's our guest, who will probably be our guest for a long time. Thanks for joining us.